right, my friends, how are you today? Aaron here bringing your full moon horoscope in Pisces. The full moon happened last night about 9:36 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Unfortunately, I was on the road driving back from a little work trip, and I just got back into the state late last night, and I wanted to put this out today. This full moon is important. It's very important. There's a lot going on in the world. And usually when I talk about the full moons, I'm going to show you the chart. I talk about everything. I talk about, all of this stuff because it's very important to understand what all of the entire system is doing. This is a giant map, right? This is a giant map, and each element, each planet in each house, in each sign, collectively shows us and teaches us about balance and teaches us about love and our own light and our communication and our actions and what we need to let go of and what we're moving toward and what we need to heal and how we need to view our perspectives and our abundance and how things go crazy and change or radical breakthrough ideas and our emotions and the strict aspects of the physical world and dreaming, so our zodiac here encompasses all elements of life, all elements of reality, all elements of being a human. And this Virgo Pisces axis here, to me, has been something that we have seen a very big imbalance. Okay, an imbalance between our left and right hemisphere of our brain, a big imbalance in our understanding of communication, understanding of language. Okay, this is all the Pisces Virgo axis. Why has it been an imbalance is because Neptune here, which rules Pisces, as the planet associated with Pisces, has been in Pisces. I don't know for how long. I think 13 years. I don't have it off the top of my head, and it doesn't really matter. It's been there for a long time right now. Okay, and Neptune it's about an expansion, and it's almost like a black hole in the zodiac. Okay, where we have two major planets, three, Saturn and Neptune in Pisces right now, and Saturn is here to set things straight. Okay, Neptune has been the abysmal giant question mark in the sky, the giant question mark that's throwing a lot of things off. And in the Virgo side of things, Virgo deals with Mercury, all right? Virgo is the associated planet is Mercury. And Mercury is associated with Virgo and Gemini, okay? Now, the two differences between these is, there's a lot, but on the side of Gemini, it's about all the information. All the information is out there. That's the truth and the lie, okay? The truth and the lie are both information. The truth and the lie are both communication. You want an answer, I can give you an answer. This is Mercury, okay? I don't have to be honest with my answer. I can lie to you. I can deceive you. I can manipulate, okay? But I can give you an answer. Virgo energy, so let me go back. I like to look at this, storytelling. Astrology is storytelling, and so many storybooks, cartoons, movies, things like that, we have used the zodiac and the planets. Mars is our friend, but he's the aggressor. The sun is, of course, the hero of the story. King Jupiter is the king who maybe lost something or has a battle with Saturn, the malefic force. And our hero of the story needs to work with its clever Mercury and its lover boy Venus energy to get back the sacred thing that King Jupiter's lost, the moon, whatever it may be. So we use these planets to create stories, and this has been done for a long, long, long time. I mean, the sky, the heavens above us, has been the only storybook in a sense that we've known before the Bible. The Bible was the very first written book by man, well, printed press anyway. We've had, I'm sure, lots of scrolls and things like that, but either way, we look up to the stars. Okay, this is the Holy Grail, literally the Holy Grail. The nights, the temple of the night, something you can't see in the day, the temple of the night holds an ark Okay, a grail, we're encompassed in the stars. We're encompassed. We're engulfed in these. If we look up at the night sky, well, there's something you can't see in the day. And this story arcs and combines and creates a bridge, which is the Ark of the Covenant. This is an agreement between each age of the zodiac. Okay, so we know the age of Taurus, we know the age of Aries, we know the age of Pisces. This was age of Taurus was the Egyptians, age of Aries. This is Judaism and a lot of paganism. Then we have the age of Pisces, which is Christianity, and the Holy Grail. We talk about Christianity and Muslim and Judaism all having the same gods. Right? It's an arc that combines all these things, and then when Christianity came out, it disappeared. Anyway, so we look up to this holy grail, the night sky, and it tells us these stories. Now, when we talk about Mercury, when we look at like the Little Mermaid, the seagull was Mercury, okay? And the hoppledee-dung, or whatever he calls the fork, and he uses it to comb his hair. Okay, this is Mercury. This is information given wrong. Okay, it's a possibility. Okay, this also taps into that Piscean energy. It's a possibility. Could you use a fork to comb your hair? Yeah. If you were on a beach and that's all you had, and there was no forks or there was no combs, you can certainly use a fork to comb your hair. It's not out of the realm of possibility. But that's not what the tool is used for. Okay. Now we're getting into specifics. This is what Virgo is all about, is about specifics. Is it a comb? Is it a brush? Is it a curling brush? Is it, there's a lot of different things to manipulate your hair. We got to be specific. We have to be very specific in what it is, and we have to be very defined. Okay? So across the globe here, we have decided that green means go. And red means stop. We have all agreed upon this. All human beings, for the most part, have agreed that green means go and red means stop across the globe. Now, if a tribe were to build an infrastructure and a system where red meant go and green meant stop, we would have a bit of a problem. We would either need everybody to be on the same page, or we would have to really learn this other approach of something, because we've been programmed, okay? Yes, programmed. We create this. We create this so that we can survive. Okay? So we use our language, which is Virgo. Mercury. We use our language. Mercury, of course, is retrograde in Virgo right now, home. So it's about rethinking our language, rethinking our communication. And we have this energy that's going on right now of spiritual bypassing, for one, which a lot of astrology stuff I see is like, oh, this new moon this full moon's all about, tapping into our infinite potential and creativity. It's like, well, what makes us say that? Well, because the moon's in Pisces, and Pisces deals with creativity, or it can deal with creativity, and it can deal with spirituality and imagination beyond beliefs. We're not limited, right? So, but we're not. But that's not taking into effect that this is conjunct Saturn, which Saturn is all about the physical reality, and it's like if it's setting things straight here, where we are delusional. We are delusional in our thinking. We're delusional in our communication and what we think is reality at times, right? So the moon here, conjunct Saturn, opposing the sun. This is trying to help us shine the light on definitive language. Now, this is a really interesting topic right now. Definitive language on what something is. And, some people get mad at me, but for talking about this, all I'm doing is talking about astrology here. Now, this is what this sky map is sharing with us right now. Saturn is about physical reality. If I put 500 pounds of pressure on a 300-pound desk, it's going to break. Okay, there are rules to our reality. My arm can break. Everything can break. Everything can break. There's limits to everything. Saturn defines those limits in our reality. So it's not just like this strict thing that's up in the sky. What we associate with this planet is about physical structure. And physical structure is extremely important. And the laws and rules of our reality. Meaning, if you jump off the building, it doesn't matter if you're a good person or a bad person, or what your belief is, or what your feelings are about this. If you don't have the proper tools, a parachute or something to land on, it's not going to be a positive outcome unless that's the outcome you're going for, which we just took a real weird left turn here. Anyway, so the imbalance is Neptune, the black hole of Neptune, expansion, 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 more, similar to a Jupiter energy, more in the sign of possibility. And when everything's possible, we lose the definition of what is. I'm speaking into a microphone, talking to a camera, to people that like astrology, hopefully, right? This isn't a car. This isn't a boat. We have to define things. And I understand to a certain degree why people get upset about this, about me saying this, because we have this imbalance that's saying, no, we don't want to define things. We don't want to label things. But that's exactly what this energy is saying, my friends. It's exactly what this energy is telling us. It's saying define, label, judge. And it's like, why? Aren't these things bad? We're being taught, we're being communicated that judging, labeling is negative or is a bad trait. So if you're out, and I posted this on my social media pages yesterday, but it's like, water and bleach are two clear liquids. And if we don't define them and label them, one is going to replenish your thirst and the other one's going to cause you serious problems if you drink it, if not death. Green and yellow kill a fellow, red and blue are good for you. This is an old saying for berries when you're in the wild. We have to define and label things because yellow and green berries are most likely going to be poisonous and going to kill you. Red and blue generally are going to be healthy for you and they're going to give you some sort of nutrition. Okay, by defining and labeling these things and using our language. So language here, this is something else that's been talked about a lot, is a man-made, is a construct, a human construct, okay? But it doesn't make it wrong. The opinion, the observation isn't necessarily wrong, okay? We have to define, and here's another thing too, we don't have, the squirrels don't give us consent to call them a squirrel, right? The observer judges and defines. That is our job as the observer, and there is no universe without the observer first. So you are first, you are the hero, you are the sun, you are the hero of your story. And you right now, right, this isn't my story. This is your story. For me, behind my eyes, sitting in this chair, it's Aaron's story. And we're all working together. You know, we're all manifesting and creating this experience together, co-creating this experience. However, you are you. And you have to define, and you have to say, oh, I like carrots, but I don't like carrot cake. Or I like hamburgers, but I don't like pork. I don't know, whatever. It doesn't matter. I'm just making stuff up, you know, literally. It doesn't matter. So you have to be the one that defines on what you enjoy, what you don't enjoy, what you like, what you don't like. This is the user. This is the observer, okay? And it's important as a society that we collectively communicate on these things so we understand. Okay, so when we have this really interesting debate right now of language is a man-made construct and these words don't mean anything. It's like, no, these words mean a great deal of things because we have collectively agreed upon it. So going back to green and red. So green means go, red means stop, right? Now in the color spectrum of life, green can never be red and red can never be green. That's not how it works. These are physically, vibrationally different elements. And green says go. Green says green light, accelerate. Okay, proceed. Red means caution. You see a red light, it's going to be stopped. If you're walking in a factory and you see a red light go off or red lights behind you, this is stop. There's something going on. You know, green grass, there's warmth and good feelings is like the 528 frequency. It resonates the heart, that green, okay? Green is a very beautiful, positive color. And now red over here gets caught up with caution and fire and hot and burning and don't proceed, right? These are all things that can be viewed as negative if you choose to look at them that way. If we choose to view them that way, they can be looked at as negatives or not positives. Okay, so when it comes to February 14th, Red plays a very different color. Red plays a very different role. It's not a green carpet that celebrities are walking out to. It's a red carpet. It's luscious. It's love, right? Love. Green can be many things and go and accelerate and all these things, but when it comes to passion, red is the color. So defining these different things is appropriate. It's necessary. It's necessary that when you walk into a factory and you see a red light, there is some sort of an alert to you that's going on that says, caution, I need to stop. I need to be alert and look around me. So the same thing is happening right now with us, with this astrology, with this lack of definition that Neptune is trying to create here. A lack of definition. But it's where we're getting manipulated. Okay, it's where we're getting manipulated. And in my personal opinion, my friends, it's not the left. It's not the right, it's not the red, it's not the blue, it's not men, it's not women, it's the media. And Neptune and Pisces rules the media. And the media is a very thirsty conglomerate that wants your money. Not only do they want your money, they want your obedience. And your obedience is going to get you to fall in line and comply, and then in turn give them more money. You know, it's real. It's very real. So back in, this is back when cigarettes were still being advertised. There was a cigarette company, I'm failing who the cigarette company is off the top of my head. They had a green packaging cigarette company, and they're having a hard time getting women to buy cigarettes because it looked like it was a man's thing or something. I don't know. It was a man's thing to smoke cigarettes. And the color wasn't a very attractive color, green. But to change the color of the packaging cost too much money. So the cigarette company hired a certain individual that was great at advertisement marketing and marketing manipulation. So he says, okay, women aren't buying these. So what are we going to do? We can't change the color of the package. I'm going to create an ad campaign. I'm going to create an ad campaign. I'm going to hire different clothing lines to feature the same color green that's on the packaging into green. Okay? I didn't even do this on purpose. It just, life works out like this sometimes. So then green literally became a fashionable color because of the marketing push, because the cigarette company wanted you to buy their cigarettes. Okay, this is a fact. You can look this up. Forgive me. I wish I could actually have the detail on which cigarette company and who the person was. But the man that did that is known as, like, he started all these good or bad ways of manipulating the public. Okay, so he created this, let's show women wearing green, let's show women smoking in magazine advertisements and stuff like this. And it's all it took was a little bit of the media to show women wearing the green, showing women happily smoking these cigarettes, and then putting a couple celebrities or famous musicians in an ad with cigarettes. And then the next thing you know, the market of women smoking cigarettes is up. So we were manipulated. We were manipulated out of the greed of a company that wanted more money. They didn't want you to smoke for your health. They didn't want you to smoke. They didn't care if you wore green or not. They wanted more money. They wanted to sell their product. Now, when we look online, okay, I've been saying this too. It's like we are a product of our 10 closest friends. How many of our closest friends at this point, what I'm saying in this is the internet takes up some. How many? How many close friends do you have in your life? 3, 4, 5? Then that means the other 5 are going to be a social media influence. Okay, that's through YouTube, which I'm trying to be very careful. This is half of the reason why I stopped doing the dailies. I felt too responsible. I felt too many people were hanging on to words. Then I didn't like that. It's like the reason I talk about this is to empower people to be themselves, to think for themselves, to critically think for themselves. I don't want people hanging on to my words thinking that I'm, some prophet or guru. That's not my agenda. That's not my perspective in life at all. This is using these tools to empower you to be a more logical, sound, strong person to live your life to the best of whatever that best is for you. Okay, so when we have things like the internet, social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or whatever the heck it's called now, and YouTube, and all these different apps, talking about what life is, talking about how men are, how women are, how the left is, how the right is, how the social political agenda. It's like, well, what is really real? What is really real? If you ignore all of these things and you walk out the door, what do you see more of? People caring about each other, being kind to each other, loving one another? Or do you see more hate? What do you see with your own eyes? I'm almost kind of curious. I see more love. And I see people that have a sense of ill-confident courage that comes from the internet. It's like you can say anything you want on your little phone or typing here on your computer. You know, I can say anything. You can say anything you want. You can be as cruel as you want. I've had people say things to me that's just like, wow, you would never say that to my face. Like you absolutely would not say that. But there's this certain amount of, I'm behind the screen. I'm protected. I'm in a safe space. You can't come get me. And I'm going to say whatever. And I can tip the dominoes if I want. And I can tell you that this water is, or I can tell you that this bleach is water and it's good for you. And you might buy it. It's an interesting time, and our critical thinking is extremely, extremely important right now. Our critical thinking is so extremely important right now. That's why I'm not trying to talk about the whole chart right now. I'm trying to talk about this specific thing. Although this one specific thing is bringing us all around the world, but it's about being definitive in our observational universe. Being definitive in our observational universe, where other people are going to try to manipulate our observational universe and tell us that the sky's not blue. And it's like, if you're going to have 600 people that are like, no, Aaron, the sky's not blue. It's like, well, I need to be able to look up at the sky, to see it myself, fact check it, look at a color spectrum chart or something. Well, what color is the sky? Maybe it's orange right now. I don't know. We're manipulated. We have an imbalance in this area of manipulation. Saturn is here to try in the next 2.5 years to set things straight. As well as where we're playing victim. Okay, there's this thing, we call it the reticular activation system. I think I talked about it in the last astrology video, where your brain is your own YouTube algorithm. It's your own social media algorithm, and you will see and you will seek in this life whatever you think. And this is our own manipulation. And if we want to look for love, we're going to find love. If we want to look for happiness, we're going to find happiness. If we want to look for sadness, we're going to find sadness. If you want to look for men hating on women, you're going to find it. If you want to look for women hating on men, you'll find it. If you want to find the left being stupid, you'll find it. If you want to find the right being stupid, you'll find it. Whatever it is, you will find it. And when you agree that this is the most logical and comprehensible belief, and that this belief creates a sense of my reality, your brain starts adjusting your focus to make sure you seek those things out. So whatever that is, we have to be very mindful. And so it's just like, if we feel insecure because whatever, there's somebody on here that tells me almost every time I put a video out that I should eat. It's like, thanks, I appreciate that. I eat often. I'm a thin man. I'm a 6'4" thin man, and I can eat and eat and eat and eat. Okay. But this is the kind of man that I am. This is the man that I look like. This is what a man is for me, for Aaron Michael Eschenburg. Now, when I was younger, I mostly grew up with a stepdad who was shorter, stockier, covered in fur. I thought, I wonder, when am I going to be covered in fur? When am I going to have a hairy chest? I don't. I never did, you know? So then it's just like, oh, well, some men have hairy chests, some don't. Some men are stocky, some are tall. Does that make me not a man? I'm still a man. I'm a tall, thin man. You know? So I know people get really upset with me, and I've lost a lot of people whenever I talk about this stuff, but we're talking about facts. We're talking about life. We're just talking about life. And we're talking about the different observations or way to view self. But I don't want to say like, oh, I need to be the other person. I need to be, you know, I need to go sit here and eat a bunch of food and work out nonstop to appease the one person that's online telling me to eat more. I'm sorry, but this is how I look. You know, this is how it is. And this is my observational universe. So however we want to view our universe, and whatever we want to look for, whatever we want to see in life, you know, it's like, it's funny I'm bringing that up right now, but it's not something that I care about a whole lot. You know, like, thank you for the heads up or something. But I guess it is. I'm talking about it in the video, but whatever we want to see in life, we're going to find. We're going to attract. We're going to find it this way. I don't know how I got whirled onto that. But my friends, this is really interesting energy where we have to be definitive about our observational universe. And we have to make choices and judges in saying what is good, what is bad, what is good for me, what is bad for me. Okay, is this berry going to kill me, or is it going to be good for me? Is this liquid going to kill me? Is it going to be bad? Is this sustainable for my lifestyle? Is this not sustainable? What is sustainable for our human species to survive? What is sustainable and what is not sustainable? And if we have opposing views and one group saying, no, we have to be this way, we have to be non-descriptive, non-definitive, and there is no separation, there's no difference between water and bleach, that's up to them. It's okay as well. I don't need to convince them. That's the beauty, part of the beauty of life. But I need to be able to make sure that I know what's surviving for me. I need to be able to make sure that my observational universe, I know the distinct difference between bleach and water, or a berry that's going to kill me, or a berry that's going to give me nutrients. Definitive information. All right, I feel like I am completed. I'm talking too much at this point. My friends, I love you. I hope you have I hope this is something, there's a nugget in here for you. I hope there's something in here for you that makes sense. This is really powerful energy. It's not going away. Saturn is going to be in Pisces for the next 2.5 years. Our emotions don't dictate life. Our emotions don't dictate reality. Our emotions dictate our reality. Our emotions dictate a portion of our reality, right? How am I feeling? I'm not done, I guess, yet. How am I feeling? Am I feeling loved? Am I feeling hated on? Am I feeling abundant and joyful? Well, that's part of my reality, but that's not the outside reality. And just because I feel a certain way doesn't mean that everybody across the globe feels a certain way. My emotions don't dictate physical reality. My emotions dictate my inner world. My emotions dictate part of my personal experience. My emotions don't dictate your experience unless I start spilling them over onto you. Okay. All right, friends. That's enough out of me today. I love you. I wish you enough. I hope you have the most amazing day and drinking in this beautiful energy and becoming definitive in your life, what you want, creating the boundaries that you need. This is a great time right now to redefine yourself, who you are, where you're going in this ocean of chaos. We'll see you next time.